Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, an 18-time Extreme Heavyweight Champion of the world, Peter Joseph here, for a getting close to late Friday night video. Right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there, dude, inside of my pants, otherwise known as the description box below, on this very channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support, and let's try to get this channel to 850 subscribers. We're very close to getting there, about a couple away. So hopefully we'll get to that big milestone of 850 subscribers on our road to 900 subscribers, and then that big one, the big one, hopefully by the end of the year, 1,000. But a little over 150 away from that mighty milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we'll get there soon. Yes, I don't know when, but soon. So subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Once again, leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past. Now. Everything I'm saying now is happening now. You missed it if you forgot about that, but it is what it is. But everything from the past, now, and in the future, Conan, you can comment on, but all these stupid comments you'll get sent back to the prehistoric age, and pretty much you'll be sent to the Shadow Realm too, and Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. So, you want to act stupid and go on your dead channel that nobody watches and nobody cares about. People actually watch my shit, but I digress on that. So, if you want to do your bullshit, do it on your dead channel that nobody cares about, and you'll just be blocked for a lifetime. And if you don't like it, well, go cry about it, bitch. And that's that. And as always, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you pretty much need to get slapped in the face violently. Because yes you, I see you watching at home, you fat fuck. You, fat boy, or SOL. And you know what that means. Ah ha ha. And if you don't know what it means, look it up, asshole. And that's that. Alright, so like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the video. And all that other good shit. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, too bad. That's that. Alright. It's the weekend. The next to final weekend of August. Officially, as of this video, we got 8 days away. We're about a week away from Labor Day weekend, next weekend. The unofficial end of summer. And for some of you people here in the Northeast, back to school, fuckers. So, enjoy this weekend, enjoy Labor Day weekend, because after that, you go back to class. Fuckers, get yourself an education. I don't have to worry about that because I already graduated a long time ago with 2 degrees. So, I'm happy about that. And I got a good job, which some of you don't have, and you don't have a life either, so. But it is what it is. But to act like idiots on your channels and act like you think you're above me and above the law, well, too bad, because you're not. So I've done nothing wrong, so. I have done some stupid things on this website, which I apologize for, but people just don't know how to get out of the past. Get into the future, Conan, but, you know, they want to live in the past, then their past is going to come back to haunt them. So, it is what it is. Their karma is not going to be my karma, so that's that. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. Alright, on this not close to late Friday night, August the 22nd, 2025, or for my great people on the replay crew, you great sexy people, you. It is now August the 23rd, 2025. Thank you all once again for watching on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. I'm Peter Joseph, your tribal god of Extreme, and once again, 18-time Extreme Heavyweight Champion. Defended it in Japan, because Japan loves me. Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat me. And all you girls want me. That's a fucking fact. Your girlfriends and your moms want me so bad. It's true. It is true. Your girlfriends and your moms want me. The missus wants me even more. And all my Asian wives want me even more than that. So I'm just a sexy beast. Can you tell? But I digress on that. But we move on with that. Alright, big weekend ahead of us. We are pretty much done with preseason football. The Giants went 3-0, and anybody care? No. I think the Jets play tomorrow, their final preseason game. I think the Niners have their final preseason game against the Chargers in Santa Clara. See how that goes. They're signing wide receivers and running backs that we never heard from. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. We're 2 weeks away from week 1 in the NFL, in the league where they play for pay. And that's pretty much it. And around the corner, we got the NHL in the league where they play for pain. We got that, but in between, we still got some baseball, the Los Mets de Nueva York. Well, JD, how you doing tonight, bitch? Mets win. Duh! Mets win. Kind of made it exciting in the ninth, but they still held on and won 12-7 in a place they don't really win in, and that's Atlanta, GA. And another epic performance by Nolan McLean. 7 innings of 2-run ball. You gotta love it. Coming off of David Peterson's 8-inning performance on Wednesday night in Washington. Or the other day, not Wednesday, it was Tuesday. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, how could the Mets lose 2-3 to a garbage Nationals team? Ugh. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? At least the Phillies tonight. Oh boy. Philly fans, you want to throw yourself off the bridge. And go do it, please. But, man, Phillies had a 4-3 lead in the ninth. And choked that. Guy gets on second base. Steals third. Rio Muto can't throw the third. It goes into the outfield. Tie game. Then the next guy gets up. I think he hits a single. And then next thing you know, it's 5. They get him in after a while. Oh no, the next guy singled. And then, but yeah, the next guy singled, and then he went to second on the throw, blah, 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 and then he scored, so it made it 5-4, and the Nationals somehow, someway, beat the Filthies. The Mets win. Mets are 6 games back. You gotta love that. Hey, that rhymes too. So the Mets are 6 games back in the division. And for all you Yankee fans out there, you want to rip your head off? Go do it, please. Go throw yourselves off a bridge. Good game in that dump of a stadium called Skanky Stadium. Red Sox came in, won on Thursday night 6-4 because the Yankees can't do shit. And big picture performance tonight, and the Red Sox win 1-0 to go ahead of the Yankees for the first wildcard spot. with 30 some odd games to play, so about a month to go. So we have that. Alright, so the Mets are... Well, right now the Reds lost today in 10 innings, thank the Lord. Arizona came back and won the game in 11 innings. I thought it was 10, but 11 innings, 6-5. So the Reds are now 1.5 games back. I think that's been the largest lead the Mets have had for a while. Kind of going back and forth, but thank you to the Arizona Diamondbacks for beating the Reds. They are now 1.5 games up on the Reds, and 5 games up on St. Louis, who lost to Tampa Bay 10-6 today. And the closest, next closest team is those Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 5.5 games back. So the Mets have a slim lead on the Reds, but you know they got St. Louis, Arizona, and maybe the San Francisco Giants, who lost to Milwaukee. That means the good land, 5-4. Milwaukee looks great this year. I mean, I don't think there's anybody can stop Milwaukee. Maybe the Dodgers, maybe. I doubt it, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so now, right now, the Mets are... Alright, so the Dodgers and the Dodgers and the Padres are tied for the wild card. And they're 4.5 games up on the Mets for the fifth spot. Mets on the 6th spot by default. And the Cubs have a 5.5 game lead, and they're the first wild card. So we get that, and as far as the Yankees go in the wild card, they are 1 game back of Boston, and they have a slim half-game lead over Seattle for the final spot. And then you got Kansas City at 3 games back, and Cleveland at 4 games back. So, with about 5 weeks to play, about a month to go, it's gonna get a little bit dicey. And the Mets got Atlanta tomorrow and Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow the Mets got Clay Holmes on the mound tomorrow, and then I believe on Sunday, I think David Peterson is pitching. Yep, David Peterson on Sunday. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the big, huge series at home against those Filthies, which could determine if the Mets are going to make a run for the division or the Phillies are going to say bye with 4 weeks to play. But anything can happen between now and September the 28th, I believe. Of course, the playoffs start on the 30th with the wild card round. So it's getting near the nitty gritty, my friends. Nitty gritty. So Mets got to keep on winning, and the Phillies got to start losing. So anything can happen. 6 games can go bye-bye pretty quick. And if the Mets can get on a big, huge run again, like win 10 of 14, or 10 and 10, go win like 10 of 15, 14 of 20, they can probably make the playoffs. They'll definitely make the playoffs, but they'll make the divisions a whole lot interesting. As far as the Yankees go, I hope they don't make it, but but if they do make it, I hope they lose. So, but it is what it is. It's going to be an exciting playoffs in about a month from now. So, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after a bunch of spiel, it is time for your late and kind of out of date AEW Dynamite from Glasgow, Scotland. Love review. Alright, your AEW Dynamite review from August the 20th, 2025. And this is the go-home show before this Sundays afternoons Forbidden Door 4. Which is going to be in jolly old England, love, at Wembley Stadium, I believe. Oh, we got that. Alright, so Dynamite on Wednesday, not great in the ratings. 596,000 views, went way down from the week before that, which got almost 700,000. So it went down like 125,000 views. Ouch. Even with MJF's craziness and all the other stuff that happened on the show. But anyway, so our commentary team, a little bit of change because Taz is getting some surgery again. I don't know what. I think he's taking a week off. Maybe he'll be back at Forbidden Door. Maybe he's getting surgery again. I don't know what's going on with Taz. But anyway, so we had the man behind the mask, Excalibur, my good buddy Tony Schiavone, for all you people that love Jericho, or Tony Baloney Schiavone. And to open the show, we start off with the man comes out with his theme song, no, not Final Countdown, his other one, Flight of Valkyries, and that's Bryan Danielson. He's back. Yes! Alright, so he comes out doing the yes chant. He's like an ambassador to AEW, doing some commentary. I mean, great for him. Good for him. Alright. So he comes out as a guest commentator. Okay. Could have been better if it was Adam Cole, baby, but, we get that. Alright, after that, we get to another great British man, and that's Will Ospreay. Reach for the sky! Whoa! Bam! Alright, he comes out, gets things going. He says he's been having one of the worst months of his career because he has to deal with the Death Riders. He's got to deal with possible neck surgery, which may put him out for a very long time. Hopefully not. So he talks about the first time he ever came to Glasgow and got screwed over by a promoter. That's not good. And then he praises the UK's ability to drink and brings up Greg's sausage rolls, which are probably delicious. I don't know. I've never been there. And then we get a sausage rolls, sausage rolls. At least it wasn't Cody Rhodes. Hey, if you ever go to England, go find some Greg's sausage rolls. Very, very tasty. I don't know, but I don't eat sausage rolls here in America. When I go to an Italian restaurant or Italian pizza place, I get a good old-fashioned chicken roll. It's basically a chicken parm roll. And I get it from my cousin Tony D. Gets it. How much is it? Oh, is that much? He says it's $2. You get it for $7.99. I get it for $2 because he's my cousin. How you doing, cuz? Good. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people say, it's Tony D! What happened to Tony D? Did he get whacked? No, I'm talking to him right now. He's fine. He'll be on the main roster pretty soon. But everyone's like, who whacked him? Who whacked him? Nobody whacked him, alright? Stop it. He didn't get whacked. They did a whole Sopranos-like ending to his little NXT career. Maybe he does come back to NXT. I don't know. But I'm thinking he's going to the main roster. And wouldn't it be amazing if he joins up with a certain guy named, my name is Paul Heyman? Or he just comes on the roster by himself. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. Cheers to you, and cheers to my cousin Tony D. My legit cousin. You know how Italians are all cousins? He's my paisan! Come in here. Yeah, come on, just for a second. Come on, alright. Now, watch my back, it's a little bit, calm down. Yeah, he has to watch my back, because I got injected today, so. Injected with steroids, brother! No. I didn't get injected with steroids. It feels like I did, but Yeah, I had to go to the pain management doctor today, get some injections, and I got a big old line down my back of adhesive tape, which I don't even know when I can take off. I'm supposed to go back in 2 weeks. So, it's gonna help me? Probably not, but I mean, it is what it is. I got diagnosed with pinched nerves in my neck and my back, so hopefully with some PT and some injections and maybe some acupuncture, maybe it'll get better. I don't know. These things take time, and with my age, I'm getting close to level 49, level 50. You know, my body's starting to become, snap, crackle, and pop, as Hulk Hogan's brother would say. But, still taking my vitamins, still saying my prayers, and believing in almighty Hulkster. Because I'm a real American, I am a Hulkamaniac. Okay. Moving on with that. But yeah. Back's still a mess, but I'm still looking good. But I digress. Alright, so after the sausage rolls chants, he's like, none of that vegan crap either. Okay. Anyway. And then he starts calming down Bryan Danielson. I guess Danielson's vegan, basically. The bastard. Anyway. So, Ocean Spray talks about feeling human for the first time after having a bunch of health issues. And a lot of wrestlers have gone down the same road and it never came back the same. Edge, Saraya Knight, people like that. Even Bryan Danielson himself. And he says, last week it was not cleared for Forbidden Door, which is why he wanted a match to be lights out, unsanctioned, which basically means that AEW is not responsible for what happens in that cage match. So if somebody dies, AEW can't be held responsible. So there you go. So he knows the risk and is willing to take them, and if he can't beat Will Ospreay after Sunday, then he's going to give everything he has, and it's about revenge on the Death Riders, and he is ready to enter the cage and tear the Death Riders apart. With Tanahashi and company, we got that. So it's going to be Ospreay, Tanahashi, Kenny Bike God Omega, Ibushi, so the Golden Lovers, and hi guys, it's me, Darby. I'm gonna be in that cage too, because I love you guys. I'm so fucking emo. Alright, and they're gonna be taking on the Death Riders, which is John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Gabriel Kidd. Actually, I thought he was injured. I guess not. Maybe he healed up really quick after the G1, huh? Anyway, so it's going to be Moxley, Claudio, the Bucks, Matt and Nick. Call him Matt and Nick. Can't call him Matthew and Nicholas anymore. Matt and Nick Jackson, the Bucks, and Gabriel Kidd in that 5-on-5. I don't know how they're doing that 5-on-5 cage match. And it would have been blood and guts, but I guess they kind of did away with that. I don't know. Maybe blood and guts comes back later this year. I don't know. But in any case, see, 5-on-5 MLW War Games type match, I guess. I don't know, how are they going to fit 10 guys? And you put Tanahashi in that type of cage match? Well. And half of the people there are hurt. Ospreay's hurt. Darby is a maniac. The Bucks are hurt. Gabe Kidd's hurt, so, this match ain't going to be as violent as we thought it would be. But then again, you got Darby there trying to set everyone on fire. I mean, he did set fire to old man Jack Perry. We haven't seen him in God knows how long. Real glass, motherfuckers. Real glass. We haven't seen Jack Perry in like a year. Man, I miss that guy. I think we all miss Real Glass Man, thing, boy, whatever. Anyway, all right. So the Death Riders come out. So we see Moxley come in with a beautiful Marina Shafir, and he gets in the ring with Ocean Spray, and then we do see the useless one, William Utah, and Claudio Castagnoli. And Ocean Spray asks Moxley, "Why do you need people to fight your battles?" And he's like, "I'm coming to get rid of you, so you should be ready to fight on your own, Putov." And then they start beating down Ocean Spray a little bit, and then Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight come in for a big old brawl, and then Hiroshi Tanahashi slowly, he's old, like 50 years old. He slowly gets and runs to the ring, and then we get into our impromptu 6-man tag team match. But before we get that, the segment before that, I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we're off and running on a explosive edition of Dynamite from Glasgow. And then pretty much everything else kind of went downhill after that. Alright, but we get to the 6-man tag team match, and it wasn't that bad. 11-minute match. Tanahashi crossbodies Moxley down to start, gets kicked right in the face by Claudio, and then cuts him up. Speedball Mike Bailey comes back in, kicks away at William Yuta, who knocks him down to take over, and then Marina Shafir gets in a cheap shot, but then I think it was Paul Turner. No, it was Bryce Remsburg. He sees what happened, and he goes, "Hey, you! Marina Shafir, you are out!" Kicked her out. Oh, well. And then, so she gets kicked out, and then Will Ocean Spray comes out to carry her to the back. Oh, Rowdy might not like that. Anyway. Rowdy be like, "William! Adam!" Oh, sorry. Anyway, go to break, we come back. Kevin Knight's in trouble in the corner, which allows Claudio to strike away. Kevin kicks his way to freedom, and then gets the hot tag to the ace. Hiroshi Tanahashi comes in and cleans house. Triple twist and shouts. That's neck breakers. Take the Death Riders down, but then the Bullet Club War Dogs from New Japan Pro Wrestling, too sleepy for the love of God on this one. They come in, we got Clark Connors, we got, forget the other members of the group, but basically Clark Connors and company and Gabriel Kidd, they come out, and cause a distraction, and Ocean Spray comes back out with a body bag, and we're all thinking that he has Marina Shafir in a body bag, but I think we know better. That's Darby in there, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And then Tanahashi goes up top, hits a high fly floor on William Useless. 1, 2, 3. Jet Speed and Hiroshi Tanahashi get the win in a pretty decent match. 3 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, it's chaos. It's chaos. The War Dogs and the Death Riders beat down basically everybody. And then Ocean Spray's like, "Oh, come on, look who's in the bag." And then the Young Bucks come out from the entranceway, super kick, poor Will Ocean Spray down. And then we have the conglomeration. We have the Paragon, Roddy, and Kyle O'Reilly come out, cuts them off. They start fighting with the Bucks to the back. And then Darby Allin pops out of the body bag, starts brawling with Claudio, trying to get his hands on Moxley. And then we see the Ops, the Trios champions, Shibata, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs come out, clear everybody out. And then the brawl goes into the crowd. We see Darby go up another freaking tier. I don't know where he was. He just dies off like a balcony again onto everybody. There was like 19 people in this thing. It was crazy as shit. as Jay Briscoe would say. I mean, I can only imagine, I can only imagine what's going to happen in the main event of Forbidden Door, which is this lights out cage match. It will be the main event. So I guess the co-main event will probably be maybe Athena versus Toni Storm. I don't know. We got that. And congrats, yeah, I have to say this, but congrats to Mercedes Moné, who won another title in Red Pro. I forgot the name of the title, but she has 9, technically 8, but now it's 9 belts, Moné. She's like the female Ultimo Dragon. Well, she pretty much, I think she surpassed Austin Aries for how many titles he's had. I think she's getting close to Ultimo Dragon territory. I mean, I forgot how many belts he had. I think it had to be 12, maybe 15. I don't remember. And then he proceeded to lose all of them. So you know Mercedes is going to lose all those belts by the end of the year. Hopefully. That has to be tough, getting those belts through security at the airport. And then putting them around her, you know, she's not exactly fat, you know, but her sexy waist, she has to put all 10 belts around her waist and her shoulders, and it's just like, how can you get to the ring with 10, or like 9 belts around you? That's, you know, insane. I haven't had that many belts on me in my career. The most I've had is 5 at one time. Got the Extreme title, the World title, and then the Trios titles, the Heart title, and the King of the Ring title, which wasn't a crown, it was just an actual title. So, but it is what it is back in the day in the good old XWF, which is now I don't know what it is now, probably extinct. Thank the Lord. Unless those two pedophiles are still running that shit. I miss it. I miss e-fetting, but, you know, nowadays, as much as I would love to come back and do role plays and, you know, tell everybody to suck my dick, you know, bring back the prophecy in the XWF terms, I'm just busy, you know, I'm too busy to do role-playing and go back to the XWF and do e-fetting on a weekly basis. So I got other things to worry about. Got other things to do. I got work, and I got, you know, I got things to do. I'm kind of retired, so, but never say never. Never say never. I will come back. For the right match, for the right price. It is what it is. But anyway, 19 fucking people in this last segment. And Darby just basically dropped on all of them. So you know that Lights Out cage match is going to be crazy as shit. And everybody's going to go, buck wild on that bitch. What? Buck wild on that bitch. Yeah, exactly. So we got that. Alright, then we get a video for Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. Basically getting mad last week and invoking his little Money in the Bank title shot against the Hangman, Adam Page. So we got that, and it basically focusing on main character versus villain angle. Okay, we all know the main character is the Hangman, Adam Page, and the villain, as we all know, is MJF. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, Max does not win on Sunday, but I think there's a chance he might. But we'll move on with that. Alright, Tony Baloney's in the ring. And he brings out one great guy. That's, hey kids, it's Edge. Or Cope, or Adam Copeland. On this day, I see clearly. Adam Copeland is back in AEW. Suck it hard, Triple H. And you stupid bitch, Nick Khan! Okay, enough singing. Alright, so we get the singing from the crowd, blah, blah, blah. And then before he says anything, we get his former enemy, former tag team buddy, and that's Christian! Christian! At last, you're on your own! Remember that theme? And now he comes out to his epic, theme from basically his TNA theme, which just got modified into AEW. So anyway, Christian comes out, joins him in the ring, and then he tries to do his gimmick. All you people in Glasgow, settle down and shut up so I can conduct my business. And then Copa's like, hey, you're gonna still be that guy, that obnoxious asshole. And it's like, hey, they love us, so you can't be an asshole. And then Copa's like, you know what? Yeah, you know what, guys? Yeah, Christian Cage, he may be an asshole, but he's my asshole. That sounded dirty, but I digress. Anyway. So, even though Edge's like, oh, he's my asshole, I'm like, huh? So anyway, Christian acknowledges that he has found himself, which is someone who does not need to change. He's like, I don't need to change for anybody. Kind of like me. I don't need to change for anyone, you motherfucker, so suck a dick and move on. But you're still gonna be watching. That's all I gotta say about that. So Christian's like, we're not on the same page, but at least we are reading the same book. This is a reunion of necessity because we are agreeing to help each other with our respective problems. So Christian's like, well, I'll help you with your FTR problem. You help me with my Kip Sabian, Nick Wayne problem. Blah blah blah. So anyway, speaking of them, we get a handshake, and then Kip Sabian comes out with, Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! Exactly. She comes out looking amazing as always. So they're there, they talk some shit, and then Nick freaking Wayne pops up on the screen carrying a pair of crutches because he has a broken foot after what Christian did to him about a week or so ago. So Nick won't be at Forbidden Door. I don't even know if he'll be at Death Before Dishonor, because I think he is. I think he does have to defend the Ring of Honor TV title against somebody. So he's like, consider this a blessing that I can't cost you guys everything, but I'm always one step ahead of you guys. And then we see this video where somebody's in a laboratory and they inject this guy with I don't know what. And then we see this guy basically in his underwear and he raises up like the Undertaker, and it's Luchasaurus! We haven't seen him in a long time because he had double pneumonia. Didn't think he would ever come back to wrestling, but surprisingly he survived double pneumonia. But Luchasaurus is back, ladies and gentlemen, or Kill Switch. He's back, he comes out, he looks like $1,000,000, he gets in the ring, and double choke slams the hell out of Edge and Christian. And Kip Sabian seems to have a replacement, so it is going to be Edge and Christian taking on Killswitch and Kip Sabian with Mother Wayne at ringside this Sunday afternoon at Forbidden Door. So, yeah. But they're probably going to win. I would assume that Kip Sabian's going to take the pin, because it'll make no sense for Luchasaurus to come back in his first match and lose. But then again, who knows? But it's just a setup for FTR to win the belts at Forbidden Door, which I'll get to in a minute in that triple threat tag title match with Brudito and the Hurt Syndicate. So they're setting up all out anyway for FTR to win the belts and lose them to Edge and Christian. But again, you never know. Alright, we got that. Alright, so I gave all that 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we have the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always, we pay homage to you, sir. You funky man up there. Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. Alright, Mark Briscoe's going crazy in the back. He's in England, Scotland, to hurt MJF. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker! I'm like, damn, calm down. Calm down. Take it easy. Take it easy. Why are you so crazy? Take it easy. Alright, so we get that. Alright, then we have Rick O'Shit and the Gates of Agony. That's Toa Leona and Bishop Quan? I do not Quan. They're there, and then they get interrupted by Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, who asks for their help with Mark Briscoe later on. And we can say he's like, that guy is weird. And they kind of have a thing together. So Ricochet's and the Gates of Agony are like, we're in. Oh, I hate to be Mark Briscoe right now. But we get that. Alright, then we go to the finals of the number one contenders tag team tournament. FTR, Dax the Axe Harwood, and Cash Got a Clock Wheeler. They take on Brodito, Brody King, and the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito Escobedo. This was a great match. Stokely Hathaway, that idiot at ringside. So it's also with Bandito showing his way out of the corner to start before Dax takes him down by the arm. And then his running shoulder drop drops Bandito again. Then they trade takedowns until Bandito goes like, points the gun at Dax's head. He's got a Glock! Okay. Like, hey, Cash Wheeler's got a Glock. Bandito could have a Glock too. So anyway, speaking of Cash Got a Glock Wheeler, he comes in, gets drop kicked to the floor as the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Baby, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP, they're all watching in the back with their Hurt Syndicate shirts and hats on. That was kind of cool. So Dax is pissed. He grabs a chair as Brody comes in to shove Cash Wheeler down. I have to get my notes. There we go. Alright, and then Brody strikes away at Dax, who comes right back with a 1925 pound driver, which Brody just shrugs off. Damn, you got no neck. And Bandito gets dropped onto Dax when they fall, but Cash Wheeler comes in to send Brody to the outside. Stokely Hathaway gets in a cheap shot with a loaded sling. Because his arm's in a sling. He bapped him Brody right in the face, and he's busted wide open. Damn. So anyway, we come back from break. Bandito and Dax come in to pick up the pace, and then all four men entering. Bandito's flippy dibbity doo to the floor gets cut off, with FTR dropping him onto the apron. Ow. And then we get the old school demolition! Never said your act of contrition. Okay, I'm not gonna sing that song. I could, because I have done it on video. The video's still out there on my this channel, actually. Not great, obviously, because I did get copyright claimed from stupid Rick Derringer bastard. God rest your mighty soul, but But it is what it is. I still have the video, but I got copyright claim from, I think it was WWE or Rick Derringer, but I won the appeal, so I could care less. Copyright claims, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can appeal and lose, and either clip it, kind of like clip a little bit out, or you just not do anything, which I do. I don't even bother appealing it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But even if I appeal it and lose, it doesn't cause a community strike or anything, so. Which is a good thing. But most of the time I win. I would say 85% of the time I use music when I go to concerts and they have cover bands singing great Isley Brothers tunes, and I have it on my Metal Gear channel. Most of the videos I have, they get copyright claimed, but most of the time I win, so that copyright claim goes bye-bye. But the ones I can't get rid of, I just keep them. I'm not gonna take it down or cut and like edit and splice some things out. I'm not gonna do that shit. It's too much time and money and blah. But anyway, so a demolition decapitator gives Cash Wheeler a near fall, though Danielson wasn't impressed. Not impressive, Danielson! By the cover, because it was like a lackadaisical cover. Alright, got a chin lock on, 1905 chin lock on, but Bandito fights out of it, hits a middle rope cross body for a near fall, and then we get another break, we come back, Bandito hits a double Hurricane Rana, followed by a double DDT. Then we finally get the tag to a bloody as fuck Brody King. Hits a cannonball in the corner. That gets a near fall on Dax, with Cash Wheeler making a save. Excuse me. And then Bandito hits a big flippy dibbity-doo on Dax Howard. But he has to kick Stokely Hathaway down, because he's, annoying, and get his mask back. His old mask, because I think he had the mask on, because his other mask, I don't know. But anyway, then Bandito hits it. Eddie Galero, they say. Frog Splash. What do you think about that, Eddie? I don't like this Bandito guy. He's kind of creepy for me. Okay. He's a good wrestler, but he's not as crispy. If I was in Ring of Honor, and you were in Ring of Honor, and you were one of the, you didn't win, I don't think you ever won the Ring of Honor belt. I know you were in the first match, where I think Xavier won that match. Remember Xavier? Oh, God rest his mighty soul, he's somewhere around here. What are you gonna do? But, yeah, if Eddie kind of liked that Frog Splash. Anyway, that gets a near fall. And Cash Wheeler Tornado DDTs Brody King on the floor. Ow. Then he hit the Power and Glory move. It gets cut off. When they go for it, it gets cut off by Brody's choke. But Brody gets crotched on top. Nuts! Then the top rope belly-to-belly superplex into a top rope splash. So they kind of do a reverse Power and Glory type move, which I thought was nice. Gets in the fall as we have 5 minutes left in the match, which is a 30-minute time limit. Got a quick Shadow Machine on Bandito. I think it was on Brody King. Bandito comes back in for some roll-ups. Brody saves Bandito from another Shadow Machine. Chokes Dax Harwood out, who gets chopped out to the floor. And then Dax is right back with a spike power driver on the apron. Ow! And then Bandito is up with a moonsault to the floor. And we get... Okay. Whoops. Whoa. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. My notes went a little bit ahead of me. Alright, so we got the spike power driver on the apron. Bandito gets up with a moonsault to the floor. Get back in. FTR goes for another Shadow Machine. It gets blocked. And Bandito tries for the 21 plex. And then another Shadow Machine. It's like the 4th or 5th one in a match. That one connects on Bandito and Brody King. I don't know where he came from. He was like outside the ring. And it was like, ugh. Somehow breaks up the pin. Oh, this match continues. So FTR gets pissed. Grabs a table with less than a minute left. And commentator's like, what are you guys doing? And then Brody sends both of them into the barricade. Ow. But then Cash Wheeler gets up and misses a suicide dive. Hits the table. As time expired. So like, are we going to get sudden death? Are we going to get 5 more minutes? What happens? And then, Arcady gets on, who's on the ring announcer, because I guess Justin Roberts still hasn't recovered from getting super kicked by the Bucks last week. So anyway, Arcady Aura gives us an announcement that Forbidden Door is going to be a triple threat match for the tag team titles. So the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin will defend the titles against FTR and Brogito. So we'll see what happens with that. I think FTR will still win, but you never know. But anyway, after the match, which the match was great, 3.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Bandito gives Dax Harwood the 21 plex, and then he's like, "What happened, SA? What happened?" And then I think Paul Turner's like, "No, SA, no, time limit, end, SA pedal." And then we get the announcement of the 3-way. Just because we can't have any one-on-one matches. And we got that. Alright. We get that. Alright, after that, we get a video on Swerve. Swerve Strickland taking on the Unified Champion, Kuchka Okada for the Unified title. Hopefully Swerve wins that, but I doubt it. We move on with that. Alright, so we get that. Alright, then it's time once again for the Hangman, Adam Page, to come out, cut a promo, and do some cowboy shit. So he says, "Last week, I was attacked in the parking lot by MJF, Maxwell Jacob Fart Knocker, and that shouldn't be a surprise because Max is a coward, you think? He didn't even use real glass." Anyway, so Hangman needs him to know that at Forbidden Door, there are no second chances, and I'm going to stick my boot up your checkered ass. So then we hear Max's music play, but he's nowhere to be found. And then Tony Schiavone gets off commentary, gets on the mic, and tells Hangman that MJF is in the back and has a message for the Hangman. And he says, and he tells Hangman, if you leave the ring before Max is done, something bad is going to happen. So we see Max with Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. They kidnap Mark Briscoe, and then they kind of throw gasoline, which was really water. They throw gasoline on him, and Max has like a big old lighter, and they threaten to light him on fire, unless Adam Page agrees to not one, not two, but three conditions. At Forbidden Door. Alright, first one is the title can change hands via countout or DQ. Number 2, the contract is not going to be used, so it's just going to be a one-on-one match. So if Hangman wins, then maybe Max will counter it. Counter's like, I'm going to cash in now. So it kind of makes no sense. So Hangman's like, yeah, okay, you get your shit. So, after MJF rips out the lighter, he's about to light Mark on fire. We're gonna have some Kentucky Fried Chicken, or not even Kentucky, Delaware Fried Chicken. Page's like, okay, you got it. And he's like, screw off! With the contract still being a thing. Okay. Alright, so he agrees to the match and the conditions, so it's, you can only win, let me just check. Alright, so, the title can only change via countout or DQ. So you cannot win by pinfall. You have to win by DQ or countout, which kind of makes no sense. How are you going to beat the guy out? Basically a last man standing match, technically. And if Adam Page gets disqualified, he loses the belt. And if he gets counted out, he loses the belt. So, I don't know if pinfall counts too. I assume it does, but I mean, we'll have to find out when we get there on Saturday afternoon. Alright, so we get all that, So, Max turning the tables on Hangman, and as Hangman was playing mind games with him last week, and then Max beat him up in the parking lot, and then Max used his mind games to get Adam Page to agree to his terms. So, I mean, we'll see what happens on Sunday, and that's that. After the break, Adam Page jumps Ricochet with a chair and then beats up the entire security team. Those lame-ass fuck Walmart security guards. Alright, we get that. Alright, so we move on with that. Alright, so I gave the Hangman thing 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, I think this was the main event. Let me just check. I think there was more, but... Oh, no, there's more. Okay. There's more, there's more, there's more, there's more. I think. Let me check my notes real quick. Pretty sure that was the main event. We got the main event coming up. Yeah, pretty much the main event. Okay. I just had to go through my notes again. Alright, so anyway, we'll get to the main event, a women's tag team match player. The women main event this week. So we had, well, then, 8 belts, Mercedes Moné, the CEO, chicken noodle soup, with something on the side. Alright, she teams up with the Ring of Honor Forever Champion, getting close to 1,000 days as champ. And that's Athena. I think Billy Starks was at ringside. So anyway, they take on the lassie from England herself. That's Alex Windsor! What's up? No, not what's up. It's Windsor! And she teams up with the AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm! Yes, darling! Bosom! Anyway, yes, I actually did that. I don't give a shit. Anyway. Alright, so we get that. Billy Starks was at ringside with Mercedes Moné and her bestie, Athena. And it wasn't a bad match. It's also with Mercedes with a basic headlock on Windsor to start, but it's too early for the statement maker. And then Alex Windsor with a fallaway slam on Mercedes into the corner, ow, where Timeless Toni Storm kisses the side of her head before getting in the ring. And then Athena backs Toni into the corner, but gets caught with a basement dropkick, and Mercedes breaks up a double suplex as all four women on the ring. Everything starts breaking down. A double headbutt put the heels in the corner, though they avoid the double sexy hip attack. And then Athena plants Toni Storm on the floor, but gets taken out by Windsor. They're flippy dippity doo. As we go to break, we come right back with Toni Storm coming in, cleaning house, including a picture-perfect plex. I remember how Kurt Hennig uses it. And now you're gonna see a perfect plex, executed picture perfect. Smack that gum out of the mouth. Alright, so that gets a near fall on Athena. And then Windsor's short arm lariat gets a near fall. Gets right back to Toni Storm, who gets code-breakered into the statement maker by Mercedes Moné. And that gets broken up, and Mercedes, misses the running knees in the corner, the running shotgun knees in the corner, ow. And then Mercedes gives Athena a tornado DDT. And then the hot tag back to Alex Windsor, who is a running clothesline and a blue thunder bomb, which you know never wins unless you're Sami Zayn, for a near fall. Each move got a near fall, which leaves Athena the pile driver. Toni Storm on the ring steps, ow. And then Alex Windsor decks Athena, gives Mercedes a Samoan drop. Then she locks in the sharpshooter. Mercedes is tapping, but she's not the legal woman in the match. Gotta know who's the legal one. And then Athena comes in, hits the O-face on Alex Windsor. And she goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3, in 16 minutes. Smart finish. And, big ups to Athena for coming in with that wicked O-face of hers. to get the win. So Mercedes and Athena get the win in 16 minutes. And I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Match was alright. 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Mercedes gets shoved down by Persephone, who is the CMLL representative in that fatal 4-way for her TBS title, along with Alex Windsor. And I forget who's from some Stardom. I gotta look at the card. But anyway, we have that. So, should be a good match for the TBS title. I think Mercedes will obviously retain. I'd be shocked if she loses it to Alex Windsor or Persephone or the Stardom lady. I hope it's Miyu, but it's not. I don't think it's Miyu, but I don't know. Let me see. Let me go to my trusty phone, which is about to. I have to get a new phone pretty soon because my battery. I have to get a replacement battery pretty soon. Alright, here we go. Forbidden Door 2025 final card. I don't like to type it in, so where's the Wikipedia? Alright, I'm gonna try to get the updated card. Alright, so we got the lights out match. We got Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness for the IWGP World title. That should be a pretty damn good match. Swerve versus Okada for the Unified title. FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate and Brodito for the Tag Team titles. Tony Storm and Athena for the AEW Women's title. So we got Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor versus Persephone versus... Is that Bozilla? I think it's Bozilla from Japan. I have to use my reading glasses for this one. I forgot to put them on anyway. Okay. Let's look at this one again. Alright, so Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor, Persephone from CMLL, and Bozilla, whoever that is from Stardom. And then we got Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi for the AEW TNT title, and Edge and Christian taking on Kip Sabian and Luchasaurus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches on the card. I assume there will be a 0 hour, so it's going to be like at least 3, maybe 4 more. So probably a 12, overall a 12 match card, but 9 matches on the main show. So this is definitely going at least 4, possibly 4.5 hours. So it starts at 1 p. I believe it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time here in the States. 6 o'clock bell time for the main show in the UK, and that's going to go to about 10 o'clock. So probably we're going to see this from 1 to about 5, 5:30, maybe getting close to 6 it ends. And then right after that, NXT NXT Heatwave at 7 o'clock, and that's going to be from Lowell, Massachusetts. So we got a long as fuck day of wrestling with maybe a break in between. So we get up, have our breakfast, and then we get ready for Forbidden Door in England at 1 o'clock. And maybe in between we have a little lunch. And then after that, we take a little break, maybe get a little bitty power nap, and then back at it again at 7 o'clock for NXT Heatwave, which should go to about 10 o'clock-ish, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then we're pretty much done, and then we go to bed. Unless people are going to be doing reviews after that. I'll be doing my Forbidden Door review after Heatwave, and I'll do I'll do a Heatwave probably. I'm going to try to get it Monday afternoon, but I do have some things to do. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I'm off basically I'm off all week because I have I have some meetings. I am working, but I have a meeting either Monday or Tuesday. Then I have a big, huge meeting, which is the big one I gotta worry about on Wednesday. Then Thursday I have to go to the dentist to get the right side done. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Labor Day weekend, I am done. And then starting on September the 3rd, I start my new schedule and everything. So my new work schedule is kind of messed up, but it is what it is. But I'll still be here. I will be here through all of September, all of October, pretty much all the rest of the year. I have looked into it. I thought I was gonna have to maybe take some time off during November during the holiday season, but I will be here through the entire year and going into next year. So you can't get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere. So deal with it, bitches. So for pretty much the next 6 months, you're gonna have to deal with me. So, but as we go into 2026, we'll see what happens as we get to around WrestleMania time. I might take a break during WrestleMania time. I'm not sure on that because in February my because my job it's not a seasonal job. It's just different schedules. So in the fall I got a heavier schedule than I do in the spring and summertime. So. But we got that. But yeah, I got some concerts coming up, especially a certain one at the end of November, right before Thanksgiving. I have to go see Zakk Wylde and Company. Gonna be an exciting concert. I had some coming up in September, but the venues are too far away from me, so I cannot go there and come back. So sadly, I will not be going to those because it's a couple of friends of mine. I told them I wish I can come, but I can't get there and back because it's too far away, and coming back from those areas at night, not fun. And I learned from experience with that. Coming back I went to a concert with Rosa. We saw a couple of our friends playing in Williamsburg. Went off the G train, and getting back, oh boy. We took the G train back the wrong way. And we ended up in the Marcy Projects, of all places. We ended up in the Marcy Projects like around 11, 12 o'clock at night. Thankfully, we found somebody who's like, hey, do you know how to get back to Manhattan? So, thankfully, we were we went back into the train station, took the G train back to New York, and then pretty much into Manhattan. Then we got the train back to where we used to live. We used to live in Washington Heights. So we took the 1 train back to 168th, and Rosa was fucked up. She was out of it. So I had to basically hold her up, getting off at 168th, and then she kind of, I don't want to get into what happened after that. She almost freaking ran away from me. Thankfully, I before I became injured and shit, I ran like the fastest I ever ran. I grabbed her. I'm like, what are you doing? She was trying to catch a cab. So eventually we caught the cab, which cost $5. And then, but it was like a 5-minute ride to our apartment. Get in the apartment, and then that's it. I went to bed. I wanted to go to bed. Rosa went in the bathroom and puked her guts out. I was like, well, I helped her out a little bit, And then next thing you know, drunk sex is the best sex in the world. 3 times. So, I mean, it's just great. Good shit. Back in the day. Not that happens anymore. That I can go 3 times. I can go about 2, sometimes 3 if I get lucky. But sometimes 4. Because I have so much to give out, especially with the Asian chicks. But that's another story for another time. Moving on. All right. So how did I get there? Anyway. All right. So so that's gonna end my review. So once again, Mercedes Moné and Athena get the win, and then after the match, Mercedes gets shoved down by Persephone, who's in the crowd. So she's the third member of that Fatal 4-Way, along with Alex Windsor and Bozilla. Whoever that is, but no, not Rodzilla, or Rodzilla, by the way, member of the formerly of the NWO2. Sweet, and we got that. So it should be a fun pay-per-view this Sunday afternoon at Forbidden Door at the O2 Arena. I think it's at the O2 or it's in Wembley. No, I think it's at the O2. I forget where it is. Who cares? So we got that. Should be a great show. And then this Wednesday night, we begin the ECW Arena residency for most of September. That should be fun. So it's going to be Dynamite and Collision and Ring of Honor going back to the ECW Arena for the first time in God knows how many years. So lots of good Philly tapings coming up in September. Pretty much, I think, going through mid-September. I don't know if it ends at the end of September. So I think it ends right before All Out. So around September 20th, I think is the last actual residency show. Because that's going head-to-head. All Out Toronto's going head-to-head with WrestlePalooza in Indy. What are you going to watch? I'm watching WrestlePalooza. So I will not be for probably the first time I'm not watching an AEW pay-per-view instead of an NXT pay-per-view at the same time. I'm going to be watching whatever WrestlePalooza has to offer. If Roman's on the show, I'm watching it. If he's not on the show, I'm still going to watch it. Because I think All Out's card looks like shit. Even if it's Edge and Christian against FTR for the tag belts, we know Edge and Christian will probably win the belts. But then again, we have to see what happens with that. And then after that, we're pretty much on the road into October. We start up with Crown Jewel, Australia. And then we got, what else we got in October? We got Bound for Glory, October the 12th, I believe. That's for like the week after that. That should be fun. That's probably going to be Trick Willie Shelton taking on Mike Santana for the TNA World title. I think Mike Santana will finally win the TNA title, because now Trick Willie says, "Oh, I can't wrestle for 50 days." So if you count 50 days from last night, I think that's goes up to October 12th, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but we'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor tomorrow, along with SmackDown and we'll talk about NXT, then TNA Ring of Honor, then SmackDown. And then on Sunday, early morning Sunday, we'll do our predictions show for, do a big show for NXT Heatwave and All Out. So do that, get that out of the way, and then Sunday night, late Sunday night after NXT Heatwave, I'll do my Forbidden Door review, and then, like I said, Monday, probably early Monday afternoon, depending when my meeting is, because it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, I don't know. I won't know until I get an email, so I gotta wait all morning to get an email from the boss, and then that's it, and then pretty much that's it. So busy week next week for me. Meetings, big meeting on Wednesday morning, which, I don't know what's gonna happen after that, but it could be good, it could be really bad, but not too bad, but we'll see what happens with that. But lots of stuff regarding my job coming up on Wednesday, so I could get a raise, I could stay the same, I could get lower pay, which I don't want. So I'm basically making like almost $30 an hour anyway, so I'm making good money. You wish you had. So, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. And that's that. Alright, I'm going to get out of here because it's late. It's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning here in the East Coast. Time to go to sleep. Because I got a long day. I got some errands to run. I do have to go out. I do have to go out shopping. And then I do have to go out with the missus later as well. We're gonna do some stuff. Saturday, not going out anywhere. We're just hanging out on Saturday. Maybe go see a movie. I don't know yet. And that's it. And then pretty much Sunday we're staying in and watching Forbidden Door and Heatwave. So we're gonna have fun until we can't have fun anymore. And that's pretty much it. All right, so. Overall, for Dynamite, I thought it was a pretty decent show. And I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show in the comments down below. Like I said, don't leave stupid comments. You will get blocked or deleted and sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. And you can go cry about it. Go cry about it because, you know, if you stupid comments, you're gonna get treated like a stupid bitch. And that's it. That's that. Alright, guys, I am out of here. I'm going to bed because I am tired. And I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm gonna take my medication before I go to bed. And then, we'll see what happens as we get to Saturday. I might do an early video Saturday, probably around 12, maybe 1 o'clock. Do that video, and then I have to go do a little quick shopping. I have to grab a couple things, and then right after that, I come back home, take a shower, and then I gotta go out for the rest of the most of the rest of the night. So, but I will be back after I do the first video, which will probably be my Teenage Ring of Honor video. We get that, and then when I come home later tomorrow night, we'll talk about SmackDown, and we'll talk about NXT. Get your Saturday night and Saturday evening festivities done and out of the way. And then Sunday, like I said, early morning, pretty much before Forbidden Door goes on the air at 1, we'll talk about Heatwave and Forbidden Door predictions in one big, huge video on episode number 80 of The Shadow Slayer. I might break it up. I'll see what happens depending on how long the videos are. And when I do them, I'll try to get them done between 11 and 12. So just hit that bell on my Shadow Slayer channel, so you might get 1 or maybe 2 videos on that channel for the day. And then third video of the day will be my Forbidden Door review on this very channel. So that's that. So you have to hit that bell on my respective channels because you never know when a new video will come. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard, like Lemmy would say, with your coot. And if you're not down with all that, that's too goddamn bad, because me and the prophecy, the greatest things is sliced bread, that are better than you. Oh, and you really do know it by now. But stay obsessed. Pretty much. Guys, stay obsessed, stay jealous. Ladies, stay sexy. Get that pussy wet for me. And that's all I gotta say about that. Because I love you all. That's that. So, once again, guys, stay obsessed, stay jealous. Ladies, stay wet and sexy. And that's it. Until next time, my friends. If you're not down with that, well, fuck you, man. And that's it. Adios. Peace.